All right, what's up?
Nothing. I just wanted to say goodbye before you went away. Okay, bye.
Naturally, I was a bit confused, but I shrugged it off and carried on packing. I then went away for the weekend and got back on the Sunday to find, and you might be ahead of me here, that my savings had been stolen from my secret hiding place. Not only that, but the front door had been locked from the outside and my keys had been put through the letterbox. Now, although I was only 10 years old, my immediate reaction was still... So, I've actually had two good friends who've turned out to be thieves. There was actually a crossover period of about 3 years when I hung around with both of them. And to think that back then, they both envied me for having the front to walk into our local sweet shop, shove a handful of 1p cola bottles into my mouth, and then eat them with my head in an ice cream freezer whilst pretending to choose what lolly I wanted. Genius. Doesn't that show what a child's prepared to go through to get sweets? I'd happily risk getting caught shoplifting to stand on my own with my head in an ice-cold box chewing. I did feel guilty whenever I did it, but it was only to get back at the shop owner for the time she let a grown-up push in front of me because he was holding the right money. I can remember feeling so angry and humiliated, but I didn't say anything because I had a mouthful of cola bottles. By the way, I'd just like to point out that cola bottles are actually small sugary sweets, just in case you'd concluded that I was about 85 years old, with a massive mouth. But that pushing in thing happened quite a few times. I'd be about to pay for something, and a businessman, normally in a pinstripe suit, would just appear, lean over me, waving a newspaper in one hand and the right money in the other hand, and he would get served. And no one, not even the woman behind the counter, would so much as acknowledge me. That's age discrimination. I can't imagine her letting me push in front of a load of grown-ups on the grounds that I was waving a cola bottle and a 1p coin at her. And it's not as if she would claim she didn't know I was holding up the right money. At this point, I should remind myself that this situation hasn't actually happened yet. I do spend a lot of my life getting into hypothetical arguments with other people. Excuse me, why do you always let grown-ups push in front of me, but don't do the same when it's the other way round? Sorry, love, I didn't realise you were holding the right money. Oh, come off it! How can someone who owns a sweet shop not know that 1p sweets cost 1p? What's really weird is when I find myself losing my own row. I'll tell you how, young man. Because I'm short-sighted and thought you were an adult waving a litre bottle of Coke at a £1 coin. Ha! Yeah, well this happened in 1981, which was 2 years before pound coins were introduced. Ha! Anyway, getting back to the story. Basically, my savings have been stolen and there's one main suspect. So, let's talk to him. Name? Facts?
First of all, not only was I with Adam when he lost the keys, I also knew where he kept his savings. Plus, I even turned up at his house to say goodbye just before they went missing.
On top of that, I once saw him steal a £1 coin from my piggy bank.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because I didn't want to humiliate you in front of my sister. Decided to wait 20 years and do it on national radio instead. But doesn't that take some fun? Walking into your friend's house and stealing their savings, knowing there's a chance they could walk in and catch you. If I was ever going to be a burglar, I'd only burgle rented accommodation. I'd do it in a very smart suit with a young couple standing next to me. And if someone walked in on us, I'd say, hi, I'm from Johnson's property. Someone should have rung to say we were coming round. The next day, I bumped into him in the street.
Adam!
All right.
Listen, what's all this you've been saying about me?
How come you knocked on my front door when you thought I was away?
Because I wanted to say goodbye.
But you'd already said goodbye. So, my best friend was completely screwing me and pretended he wasn't. Which is ironic because a couple of days earlier, it was the other way round. But, because no one wants to believe their best friend's a thief, I suppose it's possible that someone would walk all the way up a hill on the off chance their friend was in because they wanted to say goodbye to them. Again. Okay, fair enough. Friends?
Friends.
I then went home to think about everything and eventually obviously concluded that the thief was someone from the day centre who'd found my keys, followed me home, let themselves in, spotted the bowl, mistaken it for an expensive antique, stumbled across my savings and then went. Obviously. But why leave the bowl behind? Too late. And that's exactly how it stayed for 23 years. Now, earlier on, I said that I was going to tell you a complete lie and then tell you what that lie was. And this is what it was. I said I had two friends who stole from me. But in actual fact, they were the same person. But it wasn't until he stole from me the second time, 20 years later, that I allowed myself to unlock the door in my head and go over the evidence. I would have done it years ago, but he nicked that key as well. There's actually a mathematical pattern to what he stole from me, based around the number 100. £1 is 100 pence, which he stole from me the first time. Times that by 100 is £100. Times that by 100 is £10,000. Looking back on it, I can't see why I didn't see it coming. Logically speaking, if he ever steals from me again, it's going to be £1 million, which in a sort of paradoxical way is quite a nice feeling. Anyway, now let's go back to the moment he stole from me and see what might have happened if I'd come home to find him standing inside my house holding my savings. What are you doing here?
I was walking past your house and I saw a man opening the front door. So I hid behind a bush, and then when he came out with your savings, I tripped him up and grabbed them off him. And he ran off, never to be seen again or be described in any fashion.
Thanks. Wait a minute. How come you're inside my house?
Because as he was leaving, he knocked your mum's wind chimes onto the floor, so I went in to put them back. Here you go.
I suppose it's possible that after tripping up a burglar and noticing that you'd knocked over your friend's mum's wind chimes, you'd then let yourself in to hang them back up. Yeah, that's possible. Charming. You could have said goodbye. And finally, let's go back to the moment I bumped into him in the street and see what might have happened if I just stopped myself allowing his lie to make sense. How come you knocked on my front door when you thought I was away?
Because I wanted to say goodbye.
But you'd already said goodbye. And if you were saying goodbye, then why did you walk away the second I answered the door?
Because I was in a hurry.
If you were in a hurry, then why would you spend 10 minutes walking up to someone's house when you thought they were away and you'd already said goodbye to them?
Look, will you stop talking if I give you £98.50 and a massive bag of cola bottles?
20 years later.
Well, Adam, you've still got one life left, so you may as well use it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who are you going to call?
I'm going to call my old school friend.
OK, fair enough. Here goes.
Hello?
Hello, Beep.
Yeah?
It's Chris Tarrant here.
You're kidding me.
No, we got your old friend Adam in the studio. I know you haven't spoken to him for a while, but he's about to win £1 million.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so no pressure at all, Beep, OK? OK, Adam, you've got 30 seconds from when you start talking.
Hello?
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Listen, I've only got 30 seconds.
Okay, go on.
Okay. Right, here's the question. How is this episode going to end? Will I A, win £1 million, only to have you turn up and steal it from me, or B, end up being killed in some unpredictable way?
I'd say you get killed in some unpredictable way.
Any particular reason for that?
Well, because you mentioned the mathematical pattern to the amounts I stole from you quite late in the episode, and normally when you call something back, you do the first bit really early on, because that way people are less likely to remember.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to hurry you, Adam. Oh, for God's sake, I'm completely sick of this job. My life's been one big anticlimax ever since Tiswas finished.
No, don't shoot!
And this one's for Sally James.
Hello?
You've been listening to The Problem with Adam Bloom, written by and starring Adam Bloom, with Hattie Hayridge, Brendan Burns, Stefano Polini and Andrew Fleming. The show was produced by Adam Bromley.